Hey yo, breaking news, breaking news. The double is being attempted. We are doing it again. That is the news of today. And Kevin Harvick also as well, let's not forget. I mentioned it yesterday in yesterday's video that about the rumors and stuff about him retiring. No shock really whatsoever that 2023 will be his final season. We'll get into all this momentarily. I want to give a shout out to all the Patreon members as always for supporting the channel. You guys are the absolute best thing, guys, as always, for supporting, watching, commenting, liking, and everything. Let's get into this. This is a big day when it comes to NASCAR and IndyCar with the Indy 500, and it is because Kyle Larson is going to attempt to run the Indy 500 as well, doing his normal NASCAR duties with the Coca-Cola 600, but not this year. This is going to happen in 2024 with McLaren. So with McLaren's IndyCar racing team, Kyle Larson will be attempting the Indy 500 with the Coca-Cola 600, and it will be co-owned by Rick Hendrick. So the car that will be fielded will be co-owned by Rick Hendrick, which is no surprise because Rick Hendrick usually, to be fair, Rick Hendrick usually does not allow his drivers to really compete in a lot of other events, or that's how it was back in the day. Nowadays, where Larson actually was one of the guys who really made it very popular recently to go and race in other disciplines and just have fun racing. Larson is a racer. It's just what he is. And so he's kind of opened Hendrick's eyes into doing that. And now Chase Elliott's racing a little bit more, and you can see, Christopher Bell, Eric Jones, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick even wants to do some late model stuff, and just a lot of these guys are now wanting to go out and do other forms of racing outside of NASCAR while still doing all the NASCAR stuff, and that being their main focus. But yeah, he will compete in the 2024 Indy 500. So not this season, but next season. And he'll be the first driver to attempt the double since Kurt Busch in 2014. And I think before that was Tony Stewart in 2001, I think it was. And I remember him, I didn't watch it. I was 4 years old. But I remember, if I remember where he finished, he did well. He did really well in both races. I don't know the exact finishing positions, but I remember that he did really, really well in both races. Kurt Busch attempted it in the 2014 Indy 500, and so fast forward, it's going to be 10 years, and 10 years later, it's going to be Kyle Larson's turn to do it. And if there's anyone that is capable of putting forth the insane possibility of winning both the Indy 500 and the Coca-Cola 600 in the same day, I wouldn't go past Kyle Larson. If I'm trying to think of all the drivers in history, I'm thinking, Tony Stewart, obviously, Jeff Gordon, obviously, with his open wheel experience and stuff. But Kyle Larson's a different level. I don't want to over exaggerate, but Kyle Larson's driving talent is insanely special when it comes to just putting himself in anything and being able to go fast. He is a better version, in my opinion, of Tony Stewart. Tony Stewart was also someone you could put in anything and he would go really fast. I think Larson is better than that. Maybe even his stats kind of prove it. He is ridiculous when it comes to just pure driving talent. So if there is anyone that could pick up, obviously it's going to be really difficult going to the Indy 500, going into the IndyCar, getting all the testing done and all that stuff. It's going to be difficult, but the good news is he has time to prepare. This is not happening this season. It's going to happen next season. He has plenty of time to prepare. He knows that's going to happen. He knows he's going to be with McLaren, so he can talk with the team and get everything ready to bring a fast car to the Indy 500. If he has a fast car, I fully believe he can actually do it. I really do. Maybe, winning it would still be very, very difficult, but competing and being really well. Kurt Busch in 2014 was the fastest rookie. He did win that fastest rookie award. So, Kurt Busch, a Cup champion, extremely talented driver. But if I had to pin the two against each other, if I had to pin Kyle Larson against everyone, I might pick Kyle Larson, even against my childhood hero of Jeff Gordon. If I had to think about it really long and hard, just pure driving talent, I'm telling you, this Larson is insane, and we'll know that in 5-10 years from now. Once he gets older, once he goes away, once the memory fades a little bit, then you will start to really understand how great he is. The fact that we're living in the moment, it's kind of hard to understand it. He's absolutely fantastic. So he'll be competing in that Indy 500. I'm going to be watching that. I watch the Indy 500 every year. That's usually one of the few IndyCar races I watch, because I usually don't watch a lot of IndyCar. But the Indy 500 I always do watch. Obviously, so many people do. One of the biggest races in the world. And so, yeah, it's going to be a fantastic day for Larson and everything going on there. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think he's going to do well? I mean, he is with McLaren. He's not with some scrub team. Like, this is going to be a full-on shot at getting that double completed. What are your expectations? Do you think, you know, first of all, can he complete both races? It's 1,100 miles in a day. It's very, very difficult. You have to go to Indianapolis. You have to travel then to Charlotte. It's 1,100 miles of racing. I think time-wise, it's, what, somewhere around 6 hours, 7 hours, I think. It's around 4 hours for the Coca-Cola 600. And Indy 500, I'm not sure about race time for Indy 500, but probably 2.5 to 3 hours, somewhere around there. Don't quote me on that. I don't exactly know the race time. I know Indy 500 is usually quicker than a normal 500-mile race for NASCAR. So, yeah, it's going to be 6 to 7 hours of racing. Traveling and just full tilt is just gonna be crazy. Can he complete both? If he completes both, where do you think he finishes in both? Obviously, he has the NASCAR talent. It'll depend on the day, you know. Really, in NASCAR, really depends on the day. Is your car handling well? Is it fast enough stuff? Will he have the, you know, stamina to do it? I believe he will. I think Larson's racing stamina is just, I mean, he just races all the time. I really don't think it's gonna phase him at all, running 1,100 miles in a day. I mean, I don't think it's going to be any problem whatsoever for him. I think he'll be just perfectly fine, which is insane. It genuinely is insane. But, I mean, he's used to this. He's used to racing somewhere on dirt and then flying quickly to go race there and then flying quickly to go race there and just traveling there and just doing a bunch of all things just to race. It's what he does. He's used to it. It's his life. So, like, I don't think there's going to be any issue with it at all. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. And then Kevin Harvick did announce that he is officially retiring at the end of 2023. I thought it was really interesting that he said that he wanted to retire kind of in a Carl Edwards way, where he just disappeared. But he said he had an obligation to his sponsors and his team and to the fans and everyone and to his family even, that, you know, he should do one more year, give everyone the notice, you know, one final year. And ended that note. I'm not surprised he wanted to do a Carl Edwards kind of thing where he just kind of disappeared. I wouldn't, you know, obviously as a fan, you know, that would kind of suck, but hey, it's his life. He does what he wants. That's what Carl Edwards did. He just wanted to get away. And I think a lot of these drivers now are kind of, they definitely speak out a lot more, and they're kind of just fed up a little bit with some of NASCAR's antics and decisions and stuff like that. And, you know, that's been going on for years. I'm not saying anything recently, but over the last decade, even 2 decades, ever since the chase was implemented, and then kind of progressively you go into more of the entertainment style than the sports style, then, you know, NASCAR gets a little bit, you know, frustrating to the drivers. So it doesn't surprise me at all that Harvick wanted to retire. Again, I said this yesterday. I thought he was going to retire at the end of 2023. I thought that last season. I've been thinking that for a while. For me, he was retiring at the end of his contract, which was 2023. Like, it was just going to happen. And so he just confirmed it. A little bit of a shame that he couldn't announce it. I think The Athletic was able to announce it before he did, but he posted a video where he said he was going to retire, and hopefully gets the well-deserved send-off that he deserves to get. In my opinion, he's easily top 15, probably maybe even top 10. I mean, there's a lot of drivers. I don't want to rank them right now. I have to actually think about it, but, you know, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's guaranteed. First ballot Hall of Famer, 22-year career. It's a very, very good career. Can't ask for anything more. And just as he should, he wants to focus on being a dad and being there for his kids and being there for his wife. And that is obviously, I mean, his wife has given up so much time while, you know, she's been there for him for this entire journey. So I think it's time to step away. And he's in his upper 40s. I don't think there is any shame in it. I hope he gets the reception that he probably deserves to get. Or not probably, but he does deserve to get from the fans. So, you know, he's retiring. you guys, you know, Kyle Busch maybe coming up soon. He's been racing for so long, though, that he might have a few more years in him with RCR. Mark Truex Jr., he's coming up to that time as well. Like, you know, it's even Denny Hamlin. Even to an extent, Denny Hamlin. We don't think he's that old, but Denny Hamlin's been around for a long time, just as Kyle Busch, just as Mark Truex Jr. I mean, these guys are getting up there. Those all three of those guys were the Gibbs guys. It's kind of crazy when you think about it that the Gibbs organization is really going to have to reshuffle in a little bit. It's pretty crazy to think about. So, yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below about Harvick's retirement. Official, confirmed that he is going to do that. Let me know what you think about the Indy 500 with Kyle Larson running it in 2024, along with the Coca-Cola 600 doing the double. It's going to be fantastic. And Jimmy Johnson's paint scheme was revealed. It's like Corvana or something like that. So, yeah, you know, we all knew about that as well. And that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys, as always, for watching, supporting. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you're not already. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care of yourselves, and peace out.